The Sporlan division of Parker Hannifin proudly sponsors the Advanced Refrigeration Podcast. There are a lot of questions surrounding the transition to A2L refrigerants and a lot of talking heads disseminating nebulous answers. But when your technician is face-to-face with the first A2L transition project, where do you turn for real-world answers about this specific job? Parker Sporlan's Virtual Engineer is an innovative online design tool to size and select the correct components for climate control and refrigeration applications. Get your A2L system flow and component selection answers in 3 simple steps. Enter your application details, size, and select products, then download your project files. It's that easy. Try it at absolutely no cost. Visit sporlan.com and navigate to the Resource Center. Parker Sporlan, leading the charge.
By the way, I love the fact that you call them Coattails.
Oh, dude, it's such a great name, is it not?
No, it definitely is, but it makes me laugh every single time you say it.
Yeah, I got other people calling them Coattails now, too.
Come on.
Yeah.
I was like the one time that one cat was in training with him and was like, hey, is it cold? What do you mean, is it cold?
God damn it, you're so awful.
That's awful, though. I didn't have him say that. He said it on his own accord. Whatever. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Advanced Refrigeration Podcast. You're the host, Brett Wetzel and Kevin Compass. What were you doing this week?
In the beginning of the week, I was messing with light dimming, which I don't know shit about light dimming. So,
What do you mean?
like, I don't know. I don't ever mess with it. It's like trying to figure out how to program it and everything else, and then trying to figure out, like, set points because I was given none. So trying to figure out like where they should be. I don't know anything about light dimming. I try to avoid lighting. Like lighting's
Question. So what was it? So obviously it had skylights, right?
Yep. So they're looking at indoor light and then they were dimming it and then everybody hated it as soon as it got dimmed. And I'm like, you know what? I can't win here.
Was there banks of lights it was shutting off, or was
There's
it
like random banks and it was analogs and it was around the store and that was really loud. Everybody hated it as soon as I did it. They were just complaining, and then I turned it up to 95%, and everybody stopped complaining. You know what? This is probably going to stay this way.
It's weird because the numbers for outside stuff doesn't really ever change, but the range of the inside ones, they have a different range than what the other sensors have. It's odd. It's a totally different sensor.
Actually, these ones were the same sensor.
Really? I think the other ones have a different range because it has to be a little bit more sensitive, I believe. Because I don't know. Because what do we typically shut off? Is it 35 and 15 usually for the outdoor stuff?
Something like that.
What'd you end up setting yours at?
What did I set this off? I think I set this one at, I don't know, it was like 150 candle lumens. They wanted it to start cutting back.
150 foot candles?
Yeah. Candle lumens. Lumen candles. Foot lumens. Candles.
Why you gotta be so mean to the candles?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Was it a Walmart dimming one or what?
No,
brand?
it's a random customer. So it was Keel, like I was using Keeley and I was using Copeland stuff to do it. But yeah, I don't know. My daughter's apparently freaking out that she doesn't want to go to practice. So
she doesn't want to go. What's she going to practice for?
Cheerleading. Yeah.
Gotcha. It could be worse. Your son could be going to cheerleading.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying. No, besides your dimming excursion, what else were you doing this week?
I was changing condensers today. So I was changing condensers, and yesterday I was cleaning up the service department. Oopsie daisy. And today I was.
This is so freaking loud.
I know.
I'm buying you a new one because every time you touch it,
I'm going to weld it. I'm going to fix it. It's fixable. No, then today I was changing condensers, and the rest of the week I'm changing condensers. That's my joyous, fun thing to do.
So here I'm gonna actually, I don't know why, but I actually have this document, which is crazy to me. Is that what your Healy dimming panel kind of thing look like?
Yeah.
So you can set it for 0 to 10 volt, 24 volt pulse width, and then you could set it for 4 to 20, and send a feedback signal, let it know like what it's actually doing. So I guess there's actually overrides in this one. I've never used this particular one, but they're basically all the same, right? You're giving it a signal to turn on blah, you know what I mean? Like depending on the percentage. So this one's, whatever percentage to get that up to 10 volts or whatever. Like I said, the only thing I don't remember, because it's weird based off the sensor, but you're saying it's basically the same one that they use for outside. Usually that's not, it's different. It's not the,
Oh,
it's
it's
not
the
the
same
same
exact partner. But that was for Copeland. That wasn't a key going to. It was going to an input board.
No, understood. But you said you had banks, right? You didn't have.
It was like random banks all over the store. So like only certain areas dim. So it looked weird.
Oh, okay. Because they have dimming ballasts that can dim down the lights. So I
That's
didn't
what
know.
these were.
Oh,
But like randomly all over the store.
that's really weird. All right. This week what was I doing? I was doing about freaking meetings. We're on a meeting about a thing that we're making and trying to improve the old model of thing that we're retooling and just making improvements to it. And then Bob's in Chicago right now, and I am.
Bob's in Chicago.
Bob's in Chicago. Like all his relatives are in from both sides. So yeah. So he took everyone up to Chicago for a minute.
You.
Yeah, I don't know why. He like was like it's staple American city. I'm like,
No, it's not.
but it smells like pee.
Should have took it by you. They could at least had good food.
He lives in Texas. I don't. It's a car ride rather than a plane ride. You know what I mean?
Could have gone to Terry Black's Smokehouse. Can't wait to go back there.
I'll be up by you next week.
I will be in Colorado.
Come on.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Oh, that's dumb. So yeah, so I was making training, going to work on an advanced rec next week, and so that one's driven by microthermal, which led me down a rabbit hole. I spent some time with Adam from Parker Sporlin, and he was walking me through some things, and that turned into one thing after another because I was trying to get pictures of stuff on the store that we're going to, and then I took it upon myself to try to start learning how to do microthermal programming. So I'm going to walk through some of the stuff, and then you can correct me when I'm wrong on shit.
I love this.
Oh yeah, I figured you would.
It's
So
super frustrating watching not being able to be like, stop that.
it took me 20 minutes to figure out how to move these around. It wasn't until I was like, oh, I just hold the control button to move these around. So I still don't know. So basically on main, it doesn't show anything, but this is where like the main screen would be. And can you put a foreground in on this?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
How do you put the foreground on here?
What do you mean, like a background map?
Yeah.
So go file, or no, go, where is it? Configure at the top. Go to views. Okay, go to main. Or no, what's it say at the top? Yep. So go to change image.
Oh, okay. That's how you do it.
And then you can pick a rack. There's rack ones in there. Scroll down. It's more towards the bottom. Or just type rack in the.
This
This is like all basic stuff because it's like a.
Yeah, it's not doing that. So Tyler. Okay. I see what you're saying now. But then basically I could just select that and
Yep.
Modification. Okay. So now when I do go to ARP, oh, cool. So I could basically make a custom image on whatever. Does it have to be a certain file?
Yes. BMP or PNG. I will take these and go into Paint and fuck with them. I will take them if I need one. You've seen what I've done. Like I've done the same thing. Like I actually made some pretty decent backgrounds with PowerPoint, like you showed me.
Oh shit! So I could take this thing, right?
You could take that, save it as a PNG, or a bitmap, and then you could save it and put it in microthermal.
PNG right there. All right, and then I'll do.
It gets fucked up. I forgot what I had to do, but it matters the way you save it. And I don't remember. I always got to play with it because the color scheme, if it's not right, it looks blurry.
Oh, maybe and it has to be like a certain whatever.
So open it in Paint, and then you could mess with it. So I always open it in Paint, and then Microsoft Paint, and then kind of look how it's going to be.
Gotcha. All right, so let me do this one more time, and then we'll move on to the actual cool stuff. So configure views.
Yep.
RP edit, change image, and then I just saved it to the desktop. Oh shit!
What? You're on the wrong computer.
Yeah. I know that now. All right, so I can't do that now then, son of a bitch. Actually, that's what's cool about this thing right here. Let's see, file transfer. Ooh, I could probably do it this way. So if I go to desktop and I go to the file that I just made, I just call it CO2 booster. Sorry, we'll get to the cool stuff. This is going to bother me now. And then desktop. Desktop. And then I could take that, move it over. Oh, cool. I think it worked. All right, so now I should be able to do it then. So that's what's cool about this thing. So this is actually what I'm using to go through, to go through my MT computer. Basically, damn it, son. Oh, change image. That's what I wanted. So I'm using this thing called Splash Top. Must be low. Oh, I have to put it in that stupid file. All right, I'm not going to do that. I'm not wasting any more time. So I have this thing called Splash Top. So one, I have access. So it's almost like TeamViewer, right, or AnyDesk, and blah blah blah. Then I can also transfer files between computers. So I just didn't know it had to be in that file. So I guess I don't know. You want to start off by just making just a regular rack. So the way I was told to do this is just I could take this plugin right over here and just throw that bad boy in here. And then you have the selections of all these other modules that you could do, basically your gas cooler control, your suction control. So I have a question for you, because I saw this and I was trying to figure out what is the difference between transcritical rack controller and just the 700.
The transcritical rack controller is going to be your 500 board.
Okay, so we're not going to do that then, because I made one, but then I didn't mess with it. So we'll go easy and we'll just do the 700, because that's going to be a lot easier to do. You can change the image if you really want, and then identification, ARP booster, and then hit OK. There we go. All right, so before you do anything, I found out that anything in yellow, it's yelling at you what to do. Kev, you gotta help me out here. What is the difference? So when it says select channel, what is this? I couldn't understand.
So the channel is going to be your comm loop. So backbone would be the original comm port coming out of the back of the computer on the LonWorks adapter.
Yeah,
so that's going to be the backbone. Everything that is on that till it gets to a router.
One of those repeaters?
Router.
Oh.
A router.
Okay.
A router is a different channel. So that is a backbone. So the backbone is going to usually have the racks. And sometimes, depending if it's CO2, everything's going to be on routers, and there won't be a ton on the backbone, it's honestly better having it on the routers. So it's easier to troubleshoot. So you're going to choose the backbone. Okay. Right. And then you're going to hit create node. You're going to name it first, but you already did, I think.
Yeah, I did.
Yep. And then you're going to hit create. Never mind. I already did it.
Once I named it, I guess it did.
Yep. So then you're going to tell it what hardware you have. So go to hardware, and you're going to hit edit. Edit top.
Oh, edit mode. Huh.
Yep. And then add. And now you could drop your boards in the order that you have them.
Oh, I got you. So you can put
It's very specific that you do this the correct way, because if you fuck this up, you have to delete everything that's on the board in order to change what board it is.
Okay, so obviously I'm going to need an RO. Oh, and this is how you move it out. So you have to actually have this first, second, third, or whatever. So how do I move this then? How do I move this one to be number
Delete
one?
it. Or you can hit the plus button. No, number one's always going to be your node.
Oh, okay, that's right. Never mind. So I have the ROs there, and then I could make another board after that, and then I could do, I'm going to need an analog output board. DI, UI, 2 analog output. I can do that. So then I have 4 more ROs if I have 4 more compressors, and UIs are universal input, correct? So that could be a digital or an analog. And then you have analog output. So if I'm creating a booster rack, I know I'm going to need a signal for both my VFD compressors or my whatever I'm doing, right?
So generally that'll be off the first board.
Oh, okay.
So the first board has 2 AIs or 2 DIs and 2 AOs.
Oh, this one over here does.
Mm-hmm. At the top.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so okay, so like that's going to be known on the schedule then. Like however it was originally designed, I just got to make sure I drop the boards in the correct order that they're essentially that they're in. Okay, all right, that makes sense.
So just add a couple in, and then you could add.
Go ahead.
You could add some 16 AIs. Everybody likes using the 4 ROs and 8 AIs. I can't stand those boards, to be honest. I'd rather have the dedicated AI boards. I think it's easier to go through everything.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's 16 AI board, and then you have a 4 RO, 4 inputs, 2 analog output. There's a bunch of boards in there. You have a stepper board. You have relay boards. You have 2 valve boards. So we'll just set it up how we got it now.
Okay. Yeah, because we're not gonna configure every input. I just want to show basic.
Hit OK. Okay, now go to process.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this is where you set up your rack. So you get the first hamburger. I always start from the top. Go to configure. You're gonna name the rack. Okay, here's where it gets funky.
So I already have one made, so I gotta make another one.
Yep. So make another one. You generally have to do it through the
manage.
Yeah, go to manage.
There we go.
Add.
Oh, and then add. All right, so ARP booster.
On some of the older ones, you had to do the older 700s. You had to do the through the condenser board first. So drop the condenser node and tell it what gas it is first.
Oh, okay. All right. So it changes, and then that one.
Yep.
Okay, and then okay. So now I can. Okay, there we go. Now I have that.
Now you're gonna put a discharge group. See where right underneath it, I can barely see it. It's blurry.
Oh, yep. Stop rack on discharge. I got to make I got to make the condenser first.
Yep, you got to make the condenser first. Okay, so hit OK.
We can always go back.
Yep,
we can always go back.
Okay.
All right. So now I can.
It's blurry as shit.
I don't know why. So then your internet sucks.
Go to edit mode. Down at the bottom. Okay. So now you see where it says discharge groups. You get that plus sign. Hit that. Gotcha. Now it's a discharge group. Configure. So just name it rack A.
I think my other one is rack ARP condenser. Or
no, just name it rack.
Oh, why?
Because it's the rack, not the condenser.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. Okay. Rack. Okay. All right.
So then right here you get your maximum discharge pressure. You get your maximum delta, whatever it needs to be. Generally it's about 70 pounds-ish on the reset. You get your max discharge temp in here where it's going to shut off. You get your max discharge delta where it's going to shut off. And then if you have a defrost differential valve, so change the defrost differential to yes, and it'll make it. Oh, no, it won't do it. You got to add it down the bottom first.
In the suction group.
Yep.
All right. We'll just leave it as this.
Yep. For now. And then down at the bottom, okay, you have user defined, which would be inputs and outputs where that aren't like part of the suction group, like they aren't in the canned algorithm. You got slave outputs, which are going to drive another application that are going to be hooked to it. You have oil management if you're using MT oil control. You have, so that would be your oil management.
Wait, pressurize on low oil. Yeah, so that would be the sensors, right?
Yep. And then you have at the bottom, you have flash gas bypass. If you're not using the 2-valve controller, generally it's coming out of the condenser application. It's on the 2-valve controller. You have main differential valve and you have subcooler setup.
Gotcha.
So your general rack setup's in here. So you got your discharge group. You could have one or two of them, depending on if it's a booster rack, you're going to have two. So then you get your first rack, okay? You're going to come in here. You get your identification, what you're going to call it. Get your discharge group.
ARP medium.
You make it so long. Just put medium.
I just put mead.
Okay, then you got medium temp or low temp, whatever type it is. So then you got your discharge group below that. You get your local value. You want to be on there because you're not getting a set point from there. You're going to give it your set point. And then you get your initial base value. I usually start on 50-ish. You're going to have to play with this, and same with the PID. The PID is not horrible for them to get, but like it's a little compressor cycle-y. Okay, then you got your pump down limit and your hysteria. Oh, of course, the Windows update's going to go.
Oh my God. No. Schedule restart later. Sorry. Damn it. All right.
As it goes, thank you for scheduling right now.
I did it, and I did it when we were like, oh yeah, we're going to do podcasts. And I'm like, shit, I want to do it now because I don't want it to mess anything up. And then all of a sudden it happened to be the time that we're recording.
Okay, now you got your pump down limit on here. Obviously, you should never hit that with CO2. You got parallel compression, subcooling, very low air conditioning for the type. Then you go to staging. Okay, this is where you get your delay. You get your turn on delay, your turn off delay, your minimum staging, your hysterias, your hysteresis, your time factor percentage. I always turn my time factor percentage way up. And then you get your tolerance above and below set point. And then you get your high and low fence. This is where it gets all messed up. That high fence needs to be really high because that high fence right now at 9 degrees, this thing's going to be constantly hitting high fence and low fence. And then it's going to be banging all the compressors on. And high fence is where it jumps PID all the way up and bangs all the compressors on.
Oh, okay. So if I'm understanding this correctly, so high fence is basically like fast recovery on a condenser, except
correct.
For fast
and low
recovery
fence
on the compressor.
Low fence is the opposite.
Okay, so high fence, that's 61 psi off of set point. So
I usually make it pretty high because you don't want the high fence coming into play. I honestly like the high fence causes more problems than it solves.
Okay.
So
it's 143 pounds above set point then.
That's probably fine, yeah. And then you got low fence. You want to get that's 60 pounds below set point. That's not horrible.
If it's 400, then yeah, that would be. You could actually do. You probably do. Yeah, that's probably good. 75 pounds lower than that. That'd be good.
And I usually turn the time factor way up, just depending for hysteresis. God damn it, because you make fun of me every time I say it. And then the tolerance above and below set point. Obviously, you got to play with those a little bit.
Yeah, he was explaining to me this is basically like when it's going to then kick on the next stage up.
Yeah, because if it's in between those, it stays without staging.
VFD, it cruises the VFD. That's it.
Yep.
So,
yeah, so
what do you usually? Because Adam and I were talking about this, and I was like, "Hey, wouldn't you want to only do freaking 12 pounds or I don't know?"
Yeah, but if it's a 12-pound swing on a DX rack, yeah, that would be a lot. On a CO2 rack, yeah, it's not. Or 12 psi swing, it's not that much.
2 degrees. 2 degrees. If you do 13 psi, it's 2 degrees. That'd be pretty okay.
Yeah, the goal here is to have a little bit less cycling.
Correct.
Okay, then go to self-adjustment. No. Okay, yep. I always knock the fast learning down to 12 hours just to get this thing rolling because otherwise it runs like shit. And then your 2 days is fine for your long-term.
Okay.
And then this reduces the base value based on how it sees it running. On that reduction factor.
Okay, so let me explain this because I was explaining it. I just want to make sure I'm right. So base value is basically where it expects the capacity of this rack to run most of the time.
Correct.
Okay. And that goes the same thing whenever you hear base value in microthermal. that's even for, you'll see settings and expansion valves and stuff where it's okay. This is what this is, blah, blah, you know what I mean? For this is what it's expected to run. All right. So that's good for that. We could do floating if we really want. So I don't know. We could do, that looks right. That's fine. 5 degrees. We'll do 5 degrees.
Yeah, then obviously your time factor, 10 minutes is a lot if it's medium temp. You want that way down lower, like 3 to 5 minutes.
Damn it. Go back to the hamburger configuration.
Probably just deleted everything.
Oh, I probably didn't. No, it saved it.
Yeah. Okay, now booster, if you got a booster, it'll be high or low. And then you could assign the low temp to it.
But we have to make another suction group then. Okay.
Yep. And then you get your safety. So this is where you would have your accumulator. If it got too high, if you had superheat conditions to shut down, high saturation shutdowns. So your accumulators, we don't want to shut down for anything because that's lame. Let the compressors eat.
Yeah. All right.
Your generator setup. So
what would this be?
I've never messed with that before.
All right, then we'll skip it. Defrost. There's no main we didn't do a main defrost differential valve. We were just doing a basic rack for right now. So
that would be where you would associate. So if you had 2 suction groups and you needed the medium temp and the medium temp you need to also have a defrost differential valve associated with it, you would associate it there with the low temp. You would say, hey, I'm using the low temp for defrost differential.
Okay. But then work it off of the medium. Okay. Understood.
Yeah.
Today's episode is sponsored by the RefRush RDP Series differential pressure monitors from Westermeyer Industries, now available for transcritical CO2 systems in addition to other common pressures and refrigerants. When the filter element of your coalescing oil separator is contaminated, it can hurt your system's performance and efficiency. But how do you know when it's time to replace that filter? Wait too long to replace, and you could end up with a nasty filter blowout. But replacing too often can be a waste of time and money. The answer is installing a differential pressure monitor. The RDP Series differential pressure monitors, including the new transcritical CO2 model, are available now from Westermeyer Industries. To find out more information, email sales@westermeyerin.com. That's WESTERMEYERIN.com.
All right, we're not doing split suction, superheat, liquid injection, yeah.
Yep,
so if superheat exceeds, I don't know. This is on the
50. If the superheat exceeds 40, give her some liquid.
That's what I was thinking. And then at the discharge temperature, the shutoff was, or the alarm was 248, so 225. And then the hysteresis is 9 degrees. So so in microthermal, so this is what always screws me up with all these different controllers. Some is half the value, some is that number above and below. So
I don't know, to be honest.
What is it?
Hit the question mark button.
Question mark. Hysteresis both conditions. Stop liquid injection when value is triggered and then falls below the limit minus this. Okay, so this number 225 minus 9. Yep. So then the same thing for this would be 40 degrees minus 9, which would get down to about 31 degrees superheat.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense now. All right, and then we're going to turn that up to 15. And then hysteresis, that means it's going to shut off. Then if we have that same theory, then that means let's do 8. So then at 24, it'll basically stop shutting hot gas in there. Okay. Enable on low temp suction, low saturated suction temperature. No. Oh, that would be like if you're doing all these things. So if the load of the rack goes too low, you can actually juice that then, right?
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Should be size, external capacity control. What is this? Have you ever messed with this?
No.
Okay, then I won't worry about it. Okay, and then we got to create another suction group now.
Yep.
And go back to the hamburger configuration. And then we're going to have this as the low temperature. And then we'll go... Oh. All right, and we'll do minus 20. I like the fact that it actually gives you the pressure right there. It's actually really convenient. Minus 20, CO2, initial base, leave it at 50. Local proportional band.
When you start messing with these PIDs, you start getting in the weeds. Here, just instead of making another suction group, let's just show how to add the compressors and everything else. It's the same thing over again. Okay, so when you're in that edit mode, you got that plus sign right there. So that's how you add extra compressors to it. So you add, Brett just added 30 of them. Okay, so when they're yellow, they're not configured. So if you right click on them, I'm sorry,
left click.
Yeah, so you go to configuration. This is where you're going to name it. You're going to tell it what model and serial number it is. And you don't have to put the model and serial number in there. It helps. I usually put the model and the capacity. And then you could put your capacity in KW or BTUs, which we're going to put it in BTUs. And I'll show you guys how to fix it real quick where it says BTUs.
Yeah, how do I fix it?
So hit OK. Okay. Go back to system. Top system. Go to global. The right-hand side by itself. What's it say?
Stepper valves. Limit number of valves.
No, that's not right. Click out of there.
Is it up here in configuration or no?
No. Go to process.
Process. It's binding log.
Oh man, I'm having a meltdown with this.
Oh my god, that's so fucking loud.
I know. It's due at this point to annoy you. Usually it's under system. So click this.
It's not there?
No. Here, hit OK. God damn it. Did you actually, are you talking to, yeah, classic.
What?
Hold on, don't click anything.
For the love of Pete.
No, yeah, just give it a minute. Do you have boards on here?
No. It's like I don't. Everything behind me is unwired. Not everything, but I'm working on it.
Did you service pin anything?
Nope. All I did. Oh, there we go.
Hold on. All right, now push it. Okay, go to options. Or it's either options or tools. No, it's tools. All right, you got it. So energy versus KW.
Right there.
Yep.
Power, BTUs. Yeah, I don't care about that. Everything else is where I want it to be.
Yep. Right, so go back into it now.
Okay.
You may have to do it in the circuit controller.
So go back to
click on it.
Right here.
Click on the compressor. Configure.
Yeah, there we go. BTUs.
There you go. Yep. So now you can put your BTUs in there. I can't stand it when it's in KW. So this is where you would have, if this compressor, you could go to global first, top global. Okay, so this is where this is shared between all the compressors. So your timing, your oil, your fixed fill. This is if you had the compressor oil system for microthermal. And then your timing would be up at the top for your VFD. So they all ramp together. You can't change one, you change all the suction groups.
Okay.
So if you go to config now you can change this compressor to variable speed. So you go under compressor type, you got variable speed, you got 1 unloader, 2 unloaders, digital, fixed. So those are your options.
Okay.
So you got variable speed, and this is where you assign the discharge group to it. So you get your discharge group right there. You're going to put your capacity in there, and then you get your minimum, maximum frequency, and then your initial frequency.
Do I have to put this at 5 here?
I don't know. Depends what you got.
Because it's 0 at 30.
Well, it depends who programmed it, because I've seen a ton of the hill racks come out where their 5 volts is not 0, is not 30 hertz. 30 hertz is 0 volts.
Lame. Okay.
So it depends. Initial frequency, I always put that at 30. So that way and then give it a ramp.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because that way it just put it at 0 volts. So that way it's when it starts unloaded, then drive refault time, drive reset duration, minimum on time, minimum off time. This is all standard.
This is all this stuff here to drive reset. This is just to save the integrity of the compressor and or the drive, because if you have a fault on a VFD, whatever reason it might be, like let's just say it was torque stalling, if you try to continually reset it, you're going to burn out those damn windings.
I'm also convinced drive reset does not work at all, because I've never been able to get one to reset.
I guess it depends on how it's wired up, right? Because you got to drop that one.
I've never been able to get them to reset unless they drops the inlet contactor. That's the only time. Like if it's hardwired in the drive, it doesn't seem like it ever resets. Okay, then if you go to inputs top, then you could do this a couple different ways. So you got to tell it has an input. You drop down to universal input. Now, proof of running and stopping compressors is stupid. Don't ever do that unless they're making you do it. Like just put it to monitor. Why would you want to shut a compressor off because you think it's not running? Okay, now you got two options here. So you could hit this config button and you could assign the inputs and outputs to it. So if you hit config, so you could assign right down there, it's a low switch, so meaning like it's a closure, and then description is on off. So a lot of this is canned, and then you can click your modules over here. So you got module 1, which would be the first module, and then you got your board points 1 and 2.
Yeah, but there's only 2, so would you just leave? You'd probably put that on the board that has all the
correct,
a whole bunch of the inputs, right? Actually, it probably makes sense to put on 4 because I think this. Yeah, there we go.
Yep. Now, this is the lame way to do it. I usually just assign them like, okay, click out of here, hit okay. Okay, I will just do the drop down. So do like safety line. No, right there. Do safety line. Just put universal input. Okay, and then I'll choose the behavior, like whatever it is, auto start, stop, whatever. Okay, and then go to outlet temperature, which is going to be your discharge temp, which is down at the bottom. Click universal input. Okay, then inlet temp, universal input. Now, this is the only time, like you got to go in these, go to config on those, go down. Right to temperature. Go to the temperature ones. Yep. These ones, you got to tell it what temperature it is if you need to change it. Okay, so they come out as a 10K type 2. So, like, even though it says wall sensor, it doesn't really matter because it's the same sensor.
Yeah, it's still 10K too. Okay.
It's still a 10K too. So you don't have to play with this, but if you needed to switch it to a different sensor, this is where you would do it. So hit OK. We don't need to. Okay, now go to outputs. Okay. You don't have to do anything with this right now because you could just hit OK.
Normal close, right, for the compressor relay.
So yeah, you got to tell it what it is, and then you could assign the module here. Same thing like we did. Okay, it's the exact same, but I'll show you guys how to do this the easy way.
Okay.
Okay, then this is where you would have your VFD speed signal, which is going to be your AO, your oil relay, your drive bypass, drive reset, and drive enable.
Okay, and then there's your min voltage. Okay.
Yep, and this is where you would change your min and max voltage, whether it's 0 to 10, 10 to 0, 1 to 5, whatever it is. Okay, hit OK. Hit OK. Okay, now this is where you go into IO assignments at the top, next to where it says process. Go there.
Oh,
gotcha. So click the AO1. Click unassigned. Compressor VFD speed. Go to it to the right. Boom, done. You don't have any more.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep. So go to that one. Yep. Click medium temp pressure.
Oh, that's right. We were gonna put everything over there. Like
you could do suction pressure. You could assign these all like super quick rapid fire.
So what you're saying is go through and give it the important information, but go through this to actually assign it to where
it's way faster.
Okay.
So like when we're doing cutovers, that's how I do it. I'll have everything assigned. Okay, it's a 0 to 200. It's this relay. It's normally closed. And then I will just call out relays as we're doing them. And the guy, as I'm landing them, he's just rapid fire hitting them.
Cool. That's really easy.
Okay. Then now here's the other nice part. See, it says IO assignment report to the right. So it'll spit out. You didn't hit OK and apply yet, but it'll spit out a list of everything that's landed.
Okay. For right now, just because I think we only did
2 of them. You did 2 or 3.
Right there. Okay. Yeah. There's your run proof. Okay.
So,
Cool. So you can have that full list of what's on there then.
Yep. Then you can print it and laminate it.
Cool.
So if you go back to process now, say we want to add a subcooler, go back down. See the edit thing's not lit up anymore. So hit edit. Okay. Go to subcooler. Okay. Hit the plus button. Okay. Now you could go to subcooler, the hamburger, go to configuration. Now this brings up your subcooler. So you got 3-stage, single stage, 2-stage. We'll do 2-stage.
Well, if you're just doing an EEV, it would just be single stage, right?
Correct. So suction group, you tell it whatever suction group it is. Yep. Okay, then I make it 95% inlet temp for the weight. 90%. So you want it 90% of it, of the weight of this subcooler control to be going off of the drop leg temp. You don't want it going up
temperature. Yeah.
Yeah, that way you're not cycling. So
I got you.
Then you give it a set point. And then I generally don't mess with this outside air temp like above 32 degrees. I just leave it where it is because you don't want it cycling more. And then go to inputs. Then you can tell it this is going to give you your suction temperature or your temp inputs. So you could leave those. You could assign them later. And then you got outputs.
I just got to make sure if I'm using a different sensor. That's all
Correct.
I want to express.
It's always going to be a 10K Type 2 unless you're using a different sensor.
Oh, okay.
And then you get your relay in here.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's the problem, though. So I had said to you that I want to do
EEV. Yeah. You need a case controller.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Yeah.
But I essentially could use that relay output on here
to enable the EV.
To drive the enable. Okay.
Nope.
Okay, so I'm going to do normally open. Because then I'm going to basically have that as the enable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that matches how it's wired. So if it's wired normally closed, it needs to be normally closed. If it's wired normally open, it needs to be normally open.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep, and then okay. And then say you want to add a defrost, hit okay. Say you want to add a defrost differential valve. Click that. And then
I got to
you got to do it in the tab. Yeah. So go to defrost down. Yep. Solenoid. If you have a stepper, it'll make a stepper.
So if it was a CO2 one that you're using like an iCat or whatever, I would do it off of this.
Yep.
All right, so let's keep it true to it then. And then suction group.
Yep. Click that. Yep.
Okay.
So hit okay. Now go to defrost differential. Yep. Now you could set it up.
Oh, okay. So this is where you'd set up. So like your zero zone setup, this is where you'd set it up for whatever pressure you're trying to maintain above your flash tank. Essentially to do that.
And you can put the PID as high as you want it and send it to Jesus.
I was watching one going to defrost the other day. It was slow to get up to like max percentage.
They had to because they were blowing the relief on the header.
Oh yeah.
Because they were super quick in the beginning.
Yeah.
Quick is not good with this in the beginning. So you got all your set points in here. I generally don't do a lot with this. Like I prefer a mechanical valve in this application.
And then you can do this, and then so you do this. I guess it doesn't. So you can do a CDS valve, but what would you do if I wanted to do a 0 to 10?
So click up the top where it says Sporlan. Change that to Danfoss. Nope. No, if you can do a 0 to 10.
Yeah, I wonder because
I think because you got to set up for a stepper, so it's set up for.
Oh, okay. So wait a minute. So let me cancel this.
The other option is the solenoid.
Lame, because I can't even change this to stepper. It won't even let me.
Nope.
Lame. Figure. So it's doing actual steps. Otherwise, you'd have to do like a converter board or some shit.
Correct.
Okay. So see where
just pick a random valve. Doesn't have to be the right one.
I want it to be the right one.
Oh my god! Come on, just pick one.
Danfoss.
Taking too long.
Stop it.
Just pick a random one.
I just did. All right, fine. I did. Done.
All right, and then you got your module, the position at the bottom. You get your initialization weekly, daily, whatever you need to do.
What do you typically do for that? I mean, for defrost, would you really need to? Because it's constantly going closed.
Yeah, weekly's fine. So hit OK.
What's in advanced? Oh, that's for the valve. That's for valve. Sorry, I was curious. I didn't get this deep. Fine.
Okay, and then down below you get your oil management. You get your we did subcoolers.
So this is what I was curious about. So like, because you said that it was making the input for the oil system as the way that microthermal has it. I was doing with the HP sensors or whatever. But this is just for the reservoir, right?
Correct. That's click it.
And this one?
No, click the add button.
This one?
No, down the bottom.
Oh, I didn't know which one. There's 2 add buttons. Okay.
No. Click the add button there.
Oh, separator. Oh, gotcha. So if you had 2 different separators, like the Carno ones have 2 different separators, right? Because it goes
pressure.
No, but my point being that it has, it has to have the 2 separators because you're going right to the intercooler typically. Okay, all right, that makes sense.
Yep. So then you could assign your stuff there. You could do your pulses there. So click on that. Go to configure.
Okay, and this is where you would increase and blah blah blah. What is trouble period? All right, let's just find out.
It's your alarm.
Drain sequence initiated by the reservoir. Oh, okay.
Okay, then you got your inputs and outputs at the top. So you got inputs. So you get your high oil, low level. Then you get your outputs. So you get your drain relay.
Gotcha.
So if you hit OK, you get all those. Hit OK. Okay, now if you right click on anything, like a compressor, and then you go.
Can't right click on it.
Or left click. So if you go to alarms. Okay, this is where you would set up your alarms. If it's grayed out, it doesn't have it set up. So if you choose it to have like discharge temp, like you could set up. This is where you would set up your inlet temp and outlet temp alarms. This is where you give your alarm print. Go to outlet temp.
So real quick, I have a question because I see duplicate here. Does that mean if I have one compressor program one way, I could just keep adding, right?
Yep. So if I have, like, I did a rack the other day that had 7 20 horses. Like, I made the one compressor and just duplicated it over and then went in there and changed the naming.
That's convenient because you could probably change the capacity. So you could basically do the same exact alarms configuration.
Yes.
And then just change the capacity and whatever else.
So I'll make the VFD compressor, make that one separate because obviously it's got more stuff on it.
Yeah.
And then make the next compressor and then just duplicate it with the correct alarms in there. And then just go in and change your capacity and then change all your setup for whatever the naming is. Now, the reason I do that is because that's the reason I don't assign the inputs and outputs, because I could do it at the end and I could just make all these real quick. So it goes pretty quick.
Yeah, I see that now.
Here's the other cool thing. So like, say you have 2 booster racks and they're pretty much the same. So I will save this configuration and then go load it in the next one and then just change whatever settings and naming I have to do.
Before or after you assign the inputs and outputs?
Depends. Usually before I assign the inputs and outputs.
Gotcha.
I'll make the base and then I can copy and paste.
Have all the inputs and stuff like what I configured, but not assign it to an actual board because you don't want it to assign to a board because you don't know if you're gonna have that exact same freaking board there.
And honestly, it's just as easy to delete them too. You could just go through I could delete one, especially if it's not online. You can delete it in 3 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna apply and then hit OK because there's lots more to go through.
So if you're gonna hit OK anyway, just hit OK. So you don't have to hit apply.
Oh, okay.
Because it'll apply it too. Otherwise, you're doing the apply twice.
Gotcha. So we're definitely going to make this like a 2 or 3-parter. We're actually going to do a 2-3-parter. It'll be on weeks that I'm home. Like I said, next week I'm not going to be home. But no, I think this was great. Like I said, what we can do is just keep building off of what we just did. And next time we'll do the condenser control with the BGV and the HPV.
It's super frustrating to me not being able to just click
do
through
it.
This.
Well, here's the cool thing about this, because you know it so well that I wouldn't get a chance to ask questions because you'd already be clicking 20 things ahead because you're all about efficiency. So this is good. So you're struggling here and be like, just
like gripping the chair, like just click to the right. Yeah, no.
Your direction sucks because you're like to the right. No, the other.
Listen, like I do want to get into the case controller side of it and show guys how to like dive into this and kind of use this from a technician's perspective. Listen, microthermal's great. When you know how to use it, microthermal's super great, and you have the correct access. Like being able to move around but it all depends who sets it up. If it's set up as a technician set it up, I think it's a lot easier to navigate around and know where to look for things. But microthermal's a great tool. Like it took me a while to learn this, and to be honest, I learned on the 500 series, which like absolutely sucks compared to the 700 series. They blow them away. Like this, they did such a good job with the 700 series of fixing all the issues with the 500. Like just the navigation alone is just killer compared to what it used to be. I mean, we can go through this and make it a couple part episode, and I want to really dive into like how to do overrides and other stuff.
No, I'm extremely down. This is going to be great.
Did they give you an HVAC license?
I don't know. Did they?
I doubt it. We got to get them to give you an HVAC license, and then we'll see if they can transfer some money.
No, I do. All right, fine. Screw around.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys later.